Good evening. Good evening. This is Kamrul from Global Success Stories. Good. Hello, Suzy. Yes, got it. Those who are just joining with me. Hello, Katrina. How are you? Hello, Suzy. Hello, Doris. Okay. Good. Here you go. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
thank
So
you.
this time it got it. Hello, Raihan Bhai. Thank you. Hello, Wang. Those who are just joining with me from different part of the world. It's good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. How are you? So it's based on your location. Please receive my greetings, and I hope all of you are keeping really well wherever you are, whatever you are doing. Thank you so much. Hello, Rita. How are you? So from where you are joining with me, just can you please quickly type me your location, your city, and your country, so that we can see and we can also respond to you later on. Let me start with, yes, hello Judith, how are you? So today I have a special guest and which I'm going to introduce you very shortly. And before that, let me take you through what this program is all about. So as you know, those who just know, those who watched me earlier or those who just new today, this is Global Success Stories brought to you by Kamrul Hasan from Bangladesh, from Southeast Asia. And in this journey, I'm bringing a lot of successful people from all over the world, from Portugal, from USA, from UK, from Canada, from Austria, from Switzerland, from Poland, from Netherlands, and Germany. These already I have covered, and I wish to cover 100 countries this year with these successful people, what they are thinking differently, why they're successful, why not me. And I believe with their success stories, we can believe in ourselves. Yes, we can be successful too. What they're doing differently, what they're thinking differently, what they're believing differently. And I wish they have a lot of ingredient in their success stories to inspire and to help us to believe in ourselves and to take action based on that belief. And I hope and urge all of you to have a bigger dream. This is worth having a bigger dream, and also take action based on the dream that you have in your lifetime. That this is always nothing wrong to have a bigger dream and then action accordingly. So without further delay, I would like to introduce my guest today in this success stories, and my guest none other than Suzy Almuchab. Sorry, Almushcab. Sorry, I
No,
mistakenly.
it's all right.
Okay,
It's okay. You
Suzy
sound very
Almushcab,
promising.
who
Yeah.
lives in Calgary, Canada, but originally she was from Saudi Arabia. It has quite a bit story that how Suzy transformed her life and also transforming hundreds of thousands of people's life across. And she has a dream also to help women, especially 40 plus, how they can live fully and yet they can live with 100% of the energy, beauty, and passion. It is a wonderful story that Suzy had. Suzy, initially, she was a doctor and she studied from Saudi Arabia and from one of the greatest university of Saudi Arabia, King Faisal University School of Medicine. It is one of the largest school of Saudi Arabia. And then she also studied in Canada as well in and she's a doctor in medicine, so she has quite a bit experience under her belt, yet she has retired from this profession. And we would like to know why, what is the reason behind that. And she has gone into different kind of profession, which is Ayurveda and NLP way of living life and be healthy, and she is willing to help millions of people around her across the world to live healthy without further delay. Suzy Almushcab. Welcome to
Well,
the Global Success Stories show.
thank you, Kamrul. Thank you so much. I'm really very privileged to being here with you and with you all, being interviewed by yourself. You are an amazing inspiration to myself, and I am sure you are an inspiration to thousands, and probably you have reached a million of people across the globe. You are doing an amazing job to really unlock our potential that we are all entitled for. We were born to be having this unlimited potentiality within us, only for us to really go further and tap on what we have from within. But unfortunately, we tend to forget that we were born to keep learning and expanding, and somewhere in the journey, we get stuck and we develop those beliefs. So yes, going back to what got me to where I am today, and I am very thrilled and happy, and I love to inspire other people to the knowing that they are never stuck. So indeed, I was a doctor, and I love the journey of being a doctor and serve the patients, and loved my patients, loved my career, and loved to really help the little kids and even their parents to overcome the illnesses of their kids. Having said that, the journey itself, unfortunately, it wasn't really being the doctor itself, but it was the stress of the studies, and plus other circumstances that is probably out of the context now to say it. But there was a lot of circumstances and situations in my life that have gotten me to becoming ill, and not only that, the unfortunate part is that when we point fingers to the circumstances, that it is the one that is causing me the illness, that is causing me to feel the illness, rather than we take the full responsibility and accountability of all of our actions and behaviors, and we put ourselves at a cause of it. It is like, that the law of the universe, which I love very much, the cause and effect. And if we are to put ourselves at a cause of everything that happens to us, whatever we create in our life, is actually we are at a cause of that. And if we are to know this and we become aware of it, then in fact you look inward rather than the outward, and that's how our happiness really can come. And I lived that journey of being very ill and just looking outward to try to find happiness outward, when the happiness can all start from here. And this is why when you look at happiness from the outside world, the happiness have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So in fact, when it ends, you get a temporary feeling of greatness, that you're feeling very well. But when the happiness finish, you kind of get disappointments and for whatever you have got, and then you start again to look for happiness even more from the outside. But when you're so content and happy with yourself, you truly can start giving even more to the outside, and you get more inspired to even, to find even more pleasure and more joy, and you reach to a higher self of just feeling great. And when this is happy, the rest of the body is happy. And I wasn't there. And so my journey, I know I'm taking too long about this, but my journey, I want people to know that the illness that we have, the inflammation and whatever, we are at a cause of it, only if we are to take a responsibility of it. In fact, we can undo all the illnesses. I'm not saying all of it, but 95% of a lot of what we have, we can actually not necessarily be at that, and we can undo it or even prevent it. So only if we know what to feed our mind, and going to that, the feeding of our mind with good thoughts, good images, and all of this. And that takes you to the law of attraction, because knowing is that good thoughts bring good things, and good images bring, so likes attracts likes, like that, and that's the law of attraction. So when you know this and you become aware of that, in fact, then you want to really think and feed your mind with good thoughts, so that it gives you good feeling. And in fact, then the body, because everything is very much in interaction, so that the mind really gives that feeling to every part of your cell in the body. And when the cells are feeling great, they become dancing and glowing, and you feel energy and all of this. So when I was very, very ill, I had to retire to look after myself. And that's when I started to have the self-awakening and self-awareness to what is it that I really need to look after myself. And the first course that I did was a self-confidence and self-assertiveness. And then I got into permaculture. And from there, I went to the Ayurveda at Chopra Center. And I learned a lot because the perfect health, it was a mixture of modern science along with the ancient East Indian healing system. And it's been there, founded for more than 5,000 years ago. And they did very, very well because they integrate the mind, body, and the soul. So it really allows us to connect to our true essence and to becoming the truly whom we are. And you are referring that you want people to become their full potential. But for us to become the full potential, we really need to connect to whom we really are and not really be masked, but by whom we are expected to be. And if we live to that expectation of someone else, you're not really then connected to what you want to really create for yourself. So the Ayurveda, I learned so much about me connecting to the nature, me being part of the extended environment. I am no different from that extended environment. I'm being made from the same building blocks of my environment. And by that, I became very much knowing that I am truly an energy and information. And everything in me is energy and information. I can really know now that my thoughts are energy, and the focus was my thoughts. And I learned so much, but wasn't enough, because I discovered that my subconscious mind has been conditioned throughout my life. I'm in my 50s, and my mind has been so conditioned with the social conditioning and all of this, and I had to undo all the conditioning. And this is why I got into the neuro-linguistic programming, where I learned the tools to really undo the blocking that I had, the limited beliefs and all of that, so that I can be who I want to really be, to create the true me, to just unfold it. And I hope I share this with other people, because then you can change the internal words that we have in ourselves. And that's where I am at today, is to really pass this message to the people, to everyone around, that we are all entitled for a true perfect health and to own our happiness since the day we were born. You look at a child's eyes and you know that they are joyful from the inside. They haven't really been conditioned yet with all the expectation that we put on them. They know only joy, and that's whom we are truly are. And they were healthy at birth, and that's whom we really were. And all the things that we make up, that when you have an illness and the doctors would tell you, well, you've got an illness and that's what's going to happen and you need the prescription. Question the prescription. Question the roots of the illness and why am I having an illness? Take it back to its roots. What is it that made me have such an illness? And that's exactly what happened to me. When the doctors has told me, I am a doctor myself, they've told me, you've got all these list of things, tough luck. But when I was able to let go of all these illnesses and medications and when I didn't really change anything but take off all of this, that tells you a lot. That the mind have a lot of power and the body has a lot of healing power from within us, only if you do things right. So, by the way,
Great.
Kamrul, you're
So great,
frozen.
Yep. But I can see, I can see here it's just going on.
Okay.
Anyway, because I cannot control from here anymore the picture. So let us continue. I hope this will be okay quite in some time. At least your picture is visible so that people can see it. So coming back to the conversation, what we can see is that you are already a doctor in medicine, and you have studied yourself further, and you are a pediatric endocrinologist, and at the same time you have gone through Ayurveda. So just give us some light. Ayurveda is a kind of, is it medicine or it is philosophy, or no, this part of
You know,
world is, we know that Ayurveda is a medicine. And what is that to
there,
you and to this
right,
part of the world? And how do you also integrate the NLP into the Ayurveda and makes us, feel better, think better, do better?
right. Well, the Ayurveda, there is two parts to it. You can be just an instructor where you bring the awareness of the Ayurveda as a subject, or you can be a practitioner, like a doctor. I'm not a doctor in Ayurveda. I would have loved that, but in fact, I'm glad that I didn't pursue that. That was my intention initially, and I thought being a doctor, I probably can skip few years and just become an Ayurvedic practitioner. But it was actually just going back to schooling, doing a whole Ayurvedic medicine, like the 5-6 years. And I wasn't willing to do that. But the Ayurvedic, being a perfect health instructor, you go through the courses of it all. And what it is learning the concept of the Ayurveda, which is a consciousness-based concept. And when we refer to the consciousness, we educate people what is consciousness. I mean, if you bring your consciousness into everything you do on daily life, like for example, I give you a simple example. You're wearing a watch. You're not really conscious of your watch being on your hand. But if I to bring your conscious awareness to the watch, you become conscious, and then you probably either you are now comfortable with it, or it's irritating you, or whatever it is that is now your conscious awareness is aware of it. That same concept of the conscious awareness, if you are to bring it to any part of your body, or whether it is your health, it is your feet, it is your tummy, that you want to bring something good to it. You want to do something about it. Now, your conscious awareness that you want to make a change. So you bring your mindset difference to that part of your body. So if it is my digestion, for example, I want to see what is it consciously that I will improve my digestion. So that is the basis of it. So it is a conscious awareness, and there's a lot of integration between the conscious awareness and then how you actually become consciously aware. By meditation is a big part of Ayurveda, because meditation, when you do meditate, you become even your self-awareness, your conscious awareness, your awareness of your own awareness becomes even at a higher self. You tend to be going in more of your potential creativity when you quieten your thoughts between when you're totally meditating, you tend to go into the gap between the thoughts. So that is your possibility that you can tap on your potential creativity. So meditation, not only it allows you to go into your potentiality, but also has a lot of positive effects on the body in every possible way, on your immune system, on your digestive tract. So meditation has a lot of positive effects, and the research about it is tremendous. So the other thing is that we focus a lot in Ayurveda about digestion. There's a belief in Ayurveda, if you have a good digestion, you have a great health. So they go together, but not only that, but also the thoughts of it, also your thoughts. So they go into a triangle. It's your consciousness, your digestion, your health. So you cannot really take them away, because when we say digestion, it is not only digestion of the things you eat, but it is digestion of what we ingest, but also digestion of our mental thoughts, digestion of our emotional thoughts. And we tend to forget that we take in experiences, but we don't digest them, and we just let them go. And we take in our feelings and emotions, and we suppress them and we oppress them. But that is a big thing in Ayurveda, because we ought to digest and metabolize these. And there is a special agni for mental, for emotional, and for the things that we eat. And so there's a lot of focus on those three in order to develop what we call the good oja, which is the feeling of greatness, which is very subtle nourishment that is, you find it between the connection between the mind and the matter, or the mind and the body. So the more you digest of the things you experience, the things you feel, the things you eat, the better and the more of the urges you have, and the less of the toxic residue that you produce, which is called ama in Ayurvedic terms. So the focus gets to be on NLP, because we often develop a lot of limited beliefs since we are young in age. Like I was young, for example, and I'll share it here. I've always thought that I am not smart enough, and I wasn't pretty enough, and I wasn't worthy enough. And that limited belief, even though maybe I seem to have overcome it because I'm an achiever, but I was actually hiding behind my own limited belief and protecting myself, and my ego was always in the background of mine. And the ego, subconsciously, not even consciously, and when I was able to rid off that limited belief, and that's where NLP helps to overcome the limited belief. And there is just we do a session with limited belief, and it's just like that. You can get rid of your limited belief, and you change your internal world, or the internal map that we have had, and we think this is the only reality that we can see. But it is all about how you change your perception in order to create a new. It takes about a new belief, creating a new belief, new value, new internal map of your own. I have a different reality than yours, for example. We will always have, each one is entitled for their own reality. But should we really be stuck to our reality, or can our reality really change? And that's what we're talking about, is how do we change and create a new reality? That's where NLP and Ayurveda kind of can be met.
That's really interesting that you're saying that through this we can change our reality, right? And we can bring
Yes.
our dream into the reality, right? That like whatever we want to achieve uh, in our lifetime, be it health, be it happiness, or be it any achievement in the outer world. So it's money, it's success, or whatever we measure it. So this is possible, right? Through this method of
Absolutely.
you are saying that believing, thinking. So let's just
Yep.
for an example, how it will happen in the manifestation level through the Ayurveda way. So how do you describe it?
Well,
Like
you see,
I
I
want
have to
my
say,
life, apart from happiness, I want to achieve many things.
well, this is why I'm integrating, because the Ayurveda thing was not enough for me. I have integrated my NLP into it. So I'm not going to just speak from a perfect health teaching of Chopra. I really integrated what I have learned from based on my own learning, and I still continue to learn every single day. So how you can really achieve this is by really understanding the law of attraction, and what you feed your mind with your thoughts. So the belief in the law of attraction, so whatever you really feed your mind with, let's say for example, I want to be, a lot of people focus on the wealth more so than the health, for example, which is, I mean, it's a true fact. So let's say I want to be wealthy, okay? And if I to say, I can't, because I'm not good enough.
Your
I'm not
self-awareness.
good enough.
Hmm.
And I think I'm hearing my voice. I'm not good enough to making the money. Well, there is that doubt and that fear that is staying between me and my dream to come true. So if I can take that fear away and the doubt away of attraction works, there should be no fear between your wanting and what you are asking out there for it to happen. That fear needs to just go, needs to just what you want, and then you can start doing what we call visual meditation. You imagine what you exactly want in the future, and you bring it over here and you meditate on it as if it is happening. And by doing so, you actually not just imagine it visually, you feel it, you sense it as if you are just the wealthiest person on earth. There is nothing you are different than someone else who is wealthy, like the wealthiest person on earth. They're just doing the thinking, and their subconscious mind is doing the doing, because that's what the subconscious mind do. It's a doer, and the conscious mind does the thinking. So why can't I just do the thinking and the imagination and doing all of that when I can come with all the creative abilities of how things is going to happen? And you don't have to worry about the how, because the universe will actually bring every possible circumstance and personnel and everything. It will happen. Things will happen. I'm not saying maybe I'll be the billionaire, but if that's the intention of someone, things will happen. My intention is to be happy and healthy, and I got my intention to where I want it to be, exactly to be. And I think I want more of happiness and health, and I'm gonna get to more happy and health, because there is, who said that there is, the happiness has this limit? The happiness has no limit, and the health has no limit, absolutely has no limitation. So you can keep visualizing more happiness, more joy, more whatever it is you want. There is no limitation. So that visual guided future meditation, you can actually simply do it. And there are YouTube's guided meditation for that available. It's all over. Are you with me here, Kamrul?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Now, okay. Yeah, quite. I mean, for 10 seconds it was lost, but I can hear you
Okay.
now. Okay, so
Okay.
coming back, if we want to find out the fine difference between Ayurveda and NLP, right? So now what you said, that NLP is just programming the mind, right? And Ayurveda is kind of the nature, the universe, right?
Yeah.
So what is that exactly? These two things we can separate it. Like, we don't know anything about Ayurveda and anything about NLP. So what are the borderline of these two things?
Well, probably how I can say it, Ayurveda is a consciousness based kind of system, and NLP works on the subconscious mind. You cannot separate them. So our consciousness is like,
Okay.
does about 3 to 5%, but our subconscious is the doer, which does about 90%. So if I'm gonna learn to focus on just consciously, I'm gonna take care of my health, I will do it. I will definitely do it, but it will take me such a long time and energy to really become the healthy. Whereas if I work on things, reprogramming my subconscious mind from my old habits and beliefs, it will take me just a matter of, like, it's a quick shift to undo all the things that I have had, all these beliefs for all my life. Truly, it's conscious mind. For example, I give you a simple example. People come to me and say, I want to lose the weight. When you say, I want to lose the weight, already the subconscious mind is saying, oh, you want to lose. Well, no one wants to lose from your body, your subconscious mind. And so we start telling the person to say, how about you start using, I want to burn that, instead of saying, I want to lose the weight. Because your subconscious mind will let you lose a little bit. You will lose a little bit, but then you will come to a plateau where you are not losing, saying, I can't lose the weight. I'm not losing the weight. Well, of course, you're not going to lose the weight, because that subconscious mind of yours is taking care of you. He's the doer. You said, I want to lose the weight, but he is not going to let you lose the weight. It's a loss. But if you talk to it in a better way, that he is there to protect you, to do things for you, to burn the fat. He will help you to burn the fat. I want to burn fat. Oh, I'm going to help you to burn fat. So it is all about how you speak to your subconscious mind. And also at the same time, as we said, to get rid of all these beliefs and rechanging my story that I have been attached to it for so long. I am that story. What if you are to write a new story, a story of something that you want to create for yourself, to see yourself as you are, rather than I am that person who was that person in the past. I'm not that person anymore. I've learned from the experiences, but I don't want to be masked by all these experiences. I want to be whom I want to be, as to see myself as of today. So that is where the Ayurveda actually comes in. So it's you become aware and consciously aware, and the subconscious mind, where the NLP comes to help you to undo your beliefs, to create and allow you to really dig into the potentiality that you have from within, and look inward rather than pointing outward that things happening to you, and your reality, you are the one who are creating your own reality. That's what, how the two I can see them all together.
Right. So that's actually very good explanation. And a lot of us, we tend to go for achieving the different degrees. Like, we want to be engineer, we want to be doctor, and we want to be the architect, and we spend a lot of time to achieve all of those things behind. But what you went, like, after achieving all of those, you left behind, and then you look for happiness, right? You have chosen the happiness over this materialistic world. So looking back at you, like 20 years back, so those who are right now starting their career or want to choose their career, what suggestion would you give looking into your entire experience?
Say this is a tough question. I would always say, go after your passion and what makes. I was a doctor and I enjoyed it. And I truly say again and again, it is who I am today because of my life journey. And I was very passionate about, and because of the circumstances and whatever, I am today doing what I'm doing, although I was passionately doing what I did also. But I do find people who are on autopilot doing a job for the sake of money at the end of the month. And that is not really, you're just not really digging in to connect with whom you really are and what you want to do in your life, as finding a purpose in your life. And that this message is for those. But for those people who are going to work and they're doing it passionately, they can work. For that interconnection level with the people around them, they can even inspire within the work to think how they can be even more creative environment. So work doesn't be per se work per se only, but they can think out of their comfort zone of what is it that I can even inspire to do even further. But for those who are just on an autopilot kind of thing, I would say find yourself, find your true self, and undo the mask layers in order to connect to your true essence, to do something you are passionate about, to be compassionate, to find your true purpose on this planet Earth. Because after all, we are meant to be happy, we are meant to be healthy, we are meant to be joyful, and we are meant to be here on this planet Earth for a purpose, to bring our inside to this world. So, yeah.
So then, what really success looks like to you in the next 10, 15 years? I mean, that's a common question that we want to achieve many things. So what is that one thing that you want to achieve in your life? It could be impact, it could be you want to grow and you want to create a world, you want to create happiness. So what is that actually looks like?
It's a very good question, Kamrul, because success to me now, of course, being happy myself, now radiating this happiness on other people and seeing that happiness around in my immediate circle, but to see that awareness that people can become aware that they can create this happiness from within them in spite of the circumstances that sometimes we are faced with. We all face obstacles and problems and all of that. But in the midst of a chaos of whatever it is, there is always a well-balanced completeness. There's always the happiness, the pleasure and the pain. There's always, it's a complete balance. So I really want to impact people, truly aspire to inspire people to bring their awareness that we're all entitled to be happy and to find their happiness from within, and rather than trying to find this temporary happiness from the outside. And not only just the happiness, but we are all entitled for true health, and to bring their awareness also more so that to question the illness that they have. Am I ill? Can I really question, and am I really bringing the illness to myself? Am I at a cause of it? And to prevent these illnesses from progression, because what I see around me is sometimes it brings sorrow to my heart to see people just swallowing one tablet after the other, when the fact is it takes only a mind shift and everything really in their body can change. So that's what I aspire to do as I see myself being successful and going out there and speaking out to public, and that's something I meditate on and I see myself doing. So that's yeah. Hope to do
Great.
it. Maybe
That's
with you,
that's
Kamrul,
absolutely,
with
yeah.
your platform that you're doing. Yes, I mean, you are an amazing man. It's a thought that I put out also on Speak and Inspire, and if there are any of them are, I thought that I put out, what if now we are like, I don't know, 4,000 people in there, and if we are to all put our energy into bringing more awareness, we have so much experience and knowledge and potential out there that we can just inspire the whole world with what we have. It's amazing. And we can also bring peace from within and serenity. And it's and we keep growing together as a big, huge family. So that's what I aspire to. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much that you have shared, and those who are watching with us right now. And I can share you that the mission that we are together trying to build across the world, that I want to build a platform where we can have the country transformation work kind of thing. So for an example, in Bangladesh, I would like to invite people from 100 different countries, those who are working into the transformation, helping others to grow and help believing themselves, and they have transformed their life. So I would like to bring them all together in one place and also create the happiness world. And we want to travel together all over the world as well. So I thought and I dreamed that I want to travel 100 countries along with all of you. So together, like they say, it's 100 people, let's say, together from one different countries, and then we travel, and then we host the program, and we kind of create an impact, an effect, and towards the people's life. And we help each other to grow initially. Definitely we have to be grown fast. At the same time, how we can go globally and hold each of you, those who are watching, can be on the platform, and we can hold together and we can organize this in our own country. So that's what my dream, that's what my wish with this global success stories. Ultimately, that's what we are going. And those who are writing books, good news is like those who are for writer, you can publish the book in 100 countries as well. That's what I also believe. That say your books will be translated in 100 different languages and within a month, and yet you enjoy everything. So together we can grow, we can help each other. That is the ultimate objective that I'm trying to build with this platform. I'm just going towards this journey, and I have dedicated my life, my energy, and my everything. And I wish to bring all of you in this platform and sharing this immense benefit together. It's not for me; it's for entire world. So I'm not going to enjoy and grab everything. Rather, let us collaborate. Let us, have our own thing and enjoy and share and grow and impact. That's what my belief, and I spread to with you the entire world with Suji and those who are watching. So that is my message. If the world becomes a better place for our generation, I believe that my thought, your thought, and everyone's thought would be a successful one. So with this, Suzy, so thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you.
And one last thought from you, and then we can wrap up
Thank
today's discussion.
Thank you very much. I mean, I have had, honestly, I feel thrilled still. I feel the giggle inside of me. You probably can see it and feel it. I've been honored to being here today with all of you, whoever is watching. I can't wait until I read what they're doing or saying. And I really, really, truly wish deep in my heart to to keep growing within myself, because if we are to stop growing or learning, then it is like we're just saying we are stopping this feeling of wanting to keep expanding and tapping in our own potential. So it all starts here within us. So I really want to keep growing and learning and expanding so that I can reach out to other people with the genuine that I have for myself, that I can share it with other people. And maybe one other last thing. This is for you, Kamrul. I was told to tell you this. Salish said to me to tell you that for every interview you are doing, receiving a nugget. And he said, if you want to know what it is, then you need to give him a call. So the message is just for you. So anyhow, and with this, I just want to say thank you, and I love you all of you, and loads of love. Thank you, Kamrul, very much for your time and everything. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure to have you, Suzy, in this platform. And I thank you, all of you, those who are watching and supporting and encouraging. So without your support, without your love, this is not possible. And especially, I would like to mention my friend Rajan Thomas, who is staying in Dubai, who is also a wonderful person, wonderful human being, who is giving me support, encouragement, unconditional support, and help behind these things to make it happen. So with all of your love, I believe that the world is going to be a better place, and we're going to leave a better place for our next generation. I believe it so, and I really believe it so. I really dream it so, and I wish this is coming so as well. Together we can bring this world a better place. Thank you, Suzy. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Take care. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.